Microsoft, would you just announce it already? It feels like we have been talking about Xbox Lockhart since December of 2018, because we have been talking about the Xbox Lockhart since December of 2018 when I started leaking those bunch of those code names. That aside from the point, Microsoft has yet to announce the Xbox Series S, but there is a bundle of evidence, if you will, that this console absolutely does exist. And today we got a little bit more information, well, I should at least confirmation, I should say, that it is absolutely real and tangible, and soon you will be able to touch it, maybe in November, hopefully, something like that. Anyways, so a user on Twitter named Bravery Brendan got a new Xbox controller because unfortunately his other one broke. And as you can see there on the Game Pass card that is included, that gives you a free trial of the premium subscription service from Microsoft, it very clearly says Xbox Series S. There is no hiding that fact. And this is different than the controller leak that we saw earlier, because this is actual retail product. This is something that is on store shelves that you can go out and just buy, just like he did. And then lo and behold, look, it's talking about next generation consoles, and one that has yet to be announced. What this actually really tells me is that Microsoft expected to have announced this console by now, and that it is not there, and that these things are starting to hit honestly retail, and they are kind of up the creek without a console, if you will. So there's that evidence. We've also seen this one, which is the controller that leaked a couple weeks back, the Xbox Series S. Very clearly obvious that it is going to be there. There is realistically no question about it that this thing does exist, because we now have a piece of evidence that is on retail shelves today, and we have a controller that is supposed to be launching later this year that also mentions it. So the only people who aren't talking about the Xbox Series S is Microsoft. So Microsoft, can you just please tell us a little bit more about it? Specifically, is it or is it not going to have a disk drive? That is kind of the big question. And also the pricing. Right now, Microsoft and Sony are playing not even cat and mouse. They're just sitting on separate islands, just waiting for the other one to announce more details first, and then they will probably be a fast follow-up. But Microsoft is sitting there waiting, wondering what the PlayStation 5 pricing is, to make sure that the Xbox Series S is at the right price point. And so we're at this stalemate, and the people who are losing are the people who want to pre-order the consoles. Now, I keep telling people that you should be saving money now if you want to buy these things, because especially the Series X is going to be expensive, but it would just be nice to have a price point. We know the November launch timeframe for at least on the Microsoft side for the console, so that is at least a net positive. We don't know the exact date, but I'm thinking it might be earlier in the month rather than later, based on the availability of those controllers, which is supposed to be November 6th, I believe. And so just keep that in mind for when that console may become available. But there you go. We have more evidence that the Xbox Series S needs to come out. Now, the question is, when are they going to officially announce this? It was supposed to be in August. I'm pretty confident that was, well, it was originally, I think, targeted to June. Then they kept pushing it back. And then now it's been kind of scooted into September, considering that today is September 1st. And so when are they going to announce it? I keep hearing that it's going to be sooner rather than later. So keep that in mind, that I'm hoping that in the first half of September we will hear about this. But again, it's not an explicit confirmation that is going to happen, but we will find out. We're all sitting here waiting for Microsoft to talk more about it, and to help us understand the differentiating features about which console. One of the interesting points that you might want to consider too is that Xbox One X, people keep comparing that to the Series S. And Microsoft has very clearly said, hey, we stopped making the One X. One of the reasons why I honestly think that they may have done that is pricing. Because you can imagine, let's just speculate here that the Series S is going to be $349. Let's just, speculating there. And then you also have the One X that is $349. It's not that the One X was a bad console, it's that then you have a really awkward pricing strategy, that you have two consoles at the same price, one last gen, one current gen, and that could be really, really confusing for the consumer trying to figure out which one to buy. And so that might be one of the reasons also that the One X was also discontinued, because it's going to be right in that wheelhouse of expected pricing for the Series S. So we'll see. Microsoft, I don't even want to say the ball is in your court. Like, the ball is already in retail. You just need to talk more about it and get that marketing machine underway and help us better understand what you have up your sleeve. And so that's all we know about now for the Xbox Series S, although I feel like we do know quite a bit.